Brought to you by Radio Le Mans.
Here today is Sebring. Welcome to the 57th running of the Mobil 1 12 Hours of Sebring, presented by Fresh from Florida. But right now,
Bobby Rahal, so many successes as a driver and obviously as a team owner. But standing here at the start of a new season, do you still get that familiar sort of butterflies in the stomach?
Oh yeah, especially with this being the first ever race for this car, you know, and the amount of work that's gone into it. In Germany and Munich with all the BMW people there, and here all of our people and the BMW people as well, and so you have a lot of you have a lot of butterflies because you just hope for the best.
Now that you've had a fantastic test season since the car hit the track, but this week hasn't exactly gone to plan. Any reliability concerns?
You know, I mean, in a race like this, I don't think anybody can go in 100% confident that they've got the reliability they want. But, you know, we had a small little problem in qualifying with the 92 car, but really for the most part it's been pretty trouble-free. So, but you know, that's kind of like famous last words. Now is when it counts, and we'll just keep our fingers crossed and hope everything works all day long.
And so will a lot of BMW fans. Thank you very much. Now,
GT2, we've seen some changes with the Porsche. The BMW is now introduced, and the Corvettes later this year. How much tougher is GT2 going to get this year?
It is tough, getting tougher every year, and well, we are last in the qualifying now, so you can see it's tough. It's a nice addition, BMW coming here, and also now soon Corvette will come. They will give us a hard time also. Ford is getting better. It will be a class to watch for sure.
Well, it's always been great fight in GT2.
Out on top in qualifying, I've got his teammate Olivier Beretta. Sebring is always such a special place to race, but I have to imagine your last time behind this GT1 Corvette, there's got to be an extra bit of sentiment here today.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we are all lucky to be in the Corvette racing, and it's the last Sebring with the GT1. Yesterday we were in the Corvette Corral. There was many fans with a Corvette owner. They are all fantastic. I mean, I want to thank everyone at GM, and it's an awesome car. But we will be back with the GT2, and we will be strong still.
And we very much look forward to that. It is time now to turn to Ken McGibbon, the Sales Director of Strategic Global Alliances from Mobil 1.
To Sebring in March and put yourself through some version of hell, really.
This is a big test, but I love driving sports cars.
Great starting grid. Let's visit with the pole sitters from all 4 American Le Mans Series class.
And it just simply wouldn't start when they hit the starter button. So, you know, as you know, there's a battery pack. They can check that. They can change the ECU very quickly and have a check, but it just didn't fire up, so they're pulling it back behind the wall. There's a lot of German head shaking right now.
You see this. Sebring is underway. The diesel monsters. And there's Rocky. His Michelin's not seeming. It's the exit of one there. How it rides the bump now. He's to make our speed, and tonight it really is. And this is going to be a fascinating battle all day long and all season long.
I'm out here with the car, and they think, my gosh, I'm out in the field. It feels like
car up in the top 5. Championship season, don't throw it away. Other damage do you then do to that race car on pit road? The car does not look square at all, Justin.
Well, yeah. Well, this is down the hairpin in the
position for third.
This car over the winter, the car originally delivered from Doran Enterprises just almost exactly 1 year ago.
Now we're through that GT2 battle. More from the pit.
He's delighted with the way that
to the leader in class. Driving back through
race, but I think getting in front of Dominic Farnbacher all the way up until there was going
to... We kind of expected that to take...
Start up on the grid, huh?
Yeah, it's really... It's gone down, but other than that, that T2 fastest lap goes to Jörg Bergmeister fighting his way back.
To be pushed into the pits, and the Acuras might be better, slightly better under brake. Some of that,
16 there.
I think he does, but I think you're just seeing right there, he's tucked up right. I mean, obviously he'll be losing a little bit if it was managing to keep the that time well consistently in the 46s, even with traffic, and that's one of Alan's strengths in this series, is that he works traffic beautifully. As
for the 2 giants of sport,
such difficult technology, such new. A couple of teams have spent £50 million on it since last August-September. So you're exactly right, but it's not like in the area where you couldn't afford to go.
And they could have. They had a 1-2, but with the wrong car at the start. It's been behind the wall. It came out after about 46.
Car and get our points. Looks like the 92 car is going to be our chance to win.
There's certain number 90 cars out of contention.
I can't say.
Competitive. It's pretty nice. We're not quite to the very front yet, but we're We're really close.
We really are close. I mean, he ran third there.
By, and that was a tremendous piece of driving. Johnny 4 seconds further back in third position. Radio Network together for Sebring. Let's go down to Graham on those
Imagine
tyres.
if he'd said, right,
dear.
stay on slicks, and it gone the other way, he'd be, you know, forever branded a fool. So I'm just really pleased it worked out for them, and they did a...
To plan, yes?
Yeah, running to plan.
We've had a couple of niggles today. That's electrical.
The box on us. Our car seems to get better.
An excellent job. I mean, he hasn't driven a car since running in 7th place overall.
A lot of fun. The cars in the fuel and all that.
The race, and then see what develops from there.
It's Jeremy just watching Dirk Werner damaged on the left rear of that 45 Flying Lizards. Porsche put Jörg at pit stop. Werner leads from Jamie Mello in 2nd place in the number 62 Ferrari. Now I can't tell you what the gap, but the Acura team must be disciplined.
To the driver, so maybe they perhaps didn't know.
The radio, and I knew when the yellow came, I knew I was literally almost on negative on my fuel, but I knew I couldn't pit until the...
Drivers as well, did it? Did you see who was getting in that other car?
The car is running fine. It's very consistent. We're not on the pace of the turbo.
The car's been running nicely so far for a Intersport Racing team, and he just wants to get back going again. But boy, this guy's so frustrated to sit here, just sit here and do nothing and wait till he gets the signal to go.
Best to give you a little bit more of the ambience from the cars. I can affect that from here. So I did have one of
T1s, we were almost as quick as somebody
as well. That was one of the leading cars. That's Wolf Hensler. He's coming out of 2nd position.
I don't know whether Wolf had contact, Wolf Hensler in the 87 Farnbacher car, I don't know.
We'll do a full reset of the times in just a couple of moments' time and a rundown. Curran, who's just...
You know, great for the E85 and the Green Challenge, and, you know, that's something that Chevrolet's also interested in, too. So we'll just keep these Corvettes running another, what, 10 hours?
Times and all that sort of stuff. Don't ask. It is, I could spend the rest of the car that comes in smoking from the right-hand bank of cylinders. So everyone enjoying... This is not good news, Jeremy, for the new Dyson car.
Isn't it? I was actually over.
And to you all who are listening on RadioLeMans.com, and the American Le Mans Series is presented by Porsche. Don't forget, if you're in the continental United States, we will also can back behind him. But there was a certain sense of
the inside, which is why I mentioned earlier Dindar, if you remember, and fought bravely to get into the race there. So yeah, it's a shame that.
Well, this from Sean, he says
they can actually double stint the tyres, whether the Peugeot or the Audi.
Highcroft Acura.
It's every camera.
To take what you'd put down on there, it sounded like it hadn't been braking at the hairpin.
Yeah. Well, they're unlike previous races. These boys are racing, and they're racing. Lost maybe 8 or 10 seconds. You got it. If he did it once, maybe you can do it again.
Yeah, sure. We're seeing the end of the line for these big, but it's a new challenge for lane P2 leader Adrian Fernandez in the car. Luis Diaz with
barely breaking sweat from the look of it. Is it really that easy?
No, it's not. Everybody.
Phrase that Sebring was our Bermuda Triangle.
So, Ron, what are you going to be doing?
Dale Jr. and Rick Hendrick, as we did in Montreal last year. Yeah, the Sprint Cup thing. It's
Fernandez is being picked up. He'll be waved by until.
Always do, and that is also always an interesting new dimension. But I think at this point we feel like we have our arms around, and they make a great coffee, and they have a monthly program
to take advantage of pit stops. He and
to the grills.
Yes.
It's off nice and early, knowing whether you're going to be going green or not.
And rule of thumb is if they change their mind, it'll be on the back straight.
Yeah.
And then you'll have plenty of notice.
The Peugeots then will lead round to the. Never really sure if that does a lot, really. Weaving left and right. Braking actually can do just as much. The referred one driver driving in sports cars here on, because what you don't want to do at this stage is slow each other down.
No, exactly.
Of Sebring's circuit. Wins at Le Mans overall is quite a feat for the Shuddy with his team. It's not in only an hour 4 of a 12-hour race.
Bingo.
Here comes Lucas Lurr. Look at the torque of that Audi. You can almost feel Audis at the Peugeots, haven't they?
They did. So, when Alan McNish was in the Audi, it managed to get the pole and win the race. It was cool. We got an invitation to to do the 24-hour the following year.
In here at Sebring, 3 hours and 19 right in his wheel tracks. 37 Intersports car with John Field losing fuel pressure out on the circuit, bringing out our second full course caution.
Lucas Lure's last lap was
in third position, fourth in GT2 at the moment. Is a tremendous run right there, 2 or 3, and he's going to feel that when he starts leaning on those right-hand tires.
Straight line speed, it's all cornering, so any little change in the quality of your grip, and it affects the lap time a lot, because you just don't have the...
Boulder, Colorado.
Oh, hello, Larry, 92 years old, unbelievable.
And still, we've also got Stephen Irons, a big Ron Fellows and Corvette fan, listening, feeling the tyres were not all that good from them the prior start, just a guess. And that's actually a really good point, Joe. Thanks for making that better. Now here's a question from Graham Good.
Same GT1 to GT2. What we're finding is the GT2 car maybe is more labor intensive.
With everything done in Bristol, we are pleased to say welcome back to Sebring International Racing. Ruling endurance sports car races on the planet. And as we said right at the beginning of the day, one word sums it up: Sebring. Say no more. We welcome you back to the 57th run. Chasing Pedro Lamy, and this before Molly Gavin takes an easy spin while chasing the sister 3 car. And that Corvette v Corvette will continue.
The little first lap after green. He's certainly stamped his E versus Peugeot battle. I expect this to continue all the way through June when we see these guys going up against Atlas South once again.
In the Prototype 1 class, Peugeot, Audi. Tom Christensen trying to become the best ever here at Sebring.
On the way to establish exactly what the problem was. When I find out, I will share it with you.
Thank you.
In the car, the gearbox temperature was going up somewhat alarmingly, so he thought perhaps the problem might be something to do with that, but it's certainly been quite a...
The transmission or differential, they're still not...
Third and fourth, Tom Christensen has gone through as the Peugeot there, as you can see on the replay, has had an incident. That was Christian Clean, lost it from the lead, and that's why the positions have changed. Oh dear.
Cars online, never mind offline.
Now the key thing here...
that's not going to cost him big. We still got...
differential for the 28 car confirmed by Jim Martin, who's just run out as it was being pushed back. But to double stint their tyres. Changing tyres at every stop, whereas colours are black and orange.
So far back?
No, absolutely not. I mean, you hop in the car and you know you want to have fun and you drive fast. It's no problem at all. It's basically...
Rear track control arm on the left-hand side for Jörg Bergmeister, who is back behind the wheel of that car. And of course, the prototypes are all running on E15 or E85, so the pit lane speed limited now. But that must have been a very nasty...
John, yeah, that was very much...
That's for sure.
Seemed to be very quick in a straight line. It would suggest perhaps they trimmed them out.
Which wasn't already pre-fitted.
There. Let's have a little final word with Ron Fellows before we swap him back for Johnny Moore. Still a great run for Panos. Ian James with 115 laps complete.
It hurts you not just in the corners but also under braking. You suddenly find you...
Second for third and fourth rather, Christian Clean and Lucas Law. Let's go down to the pit lane. Just in the... When you say to me, can you talk about me when we're on the... when Christensen in second, he's 10 seconds ahead of Christian Clean in third, who's having a...
he's coming to the pits.
Pitting.
Right, okay, that explains it then, because he...
And yeah, we tried to fix it in the pits, but obviously we're losing quite a lot of track time now.
Why do you have to fix it?
Well, obviously in the closed car, air conditioning has to work. We have to stay under 32 degrees in the car.
Clean car, the 07 person.
And we've a few problems early on with tyres for you.
Yeah, I don't know why. I had the front right tires very...
Sebring, having...
you do.
Stefan, as with Johnny, has a great deal of experience in the Zytek car, knows the chassis. Why we're not here, because we're spending the extra time on the test bed to...
The side Audis, they have brand new cars, so hopefully they will have some problems.
Open wheel racing here with Starmaster, won the final race fantastically quick through turn number 1. Richard, just a quick word as this Peugeot comes into the pit lane. He had the temperatures work
head on as they go into turn 1. Very interesting to hear Tom Christensen that was actually pushing the car more down onto the road.
John?
Yeah, second place car in P2, Graham, just in the pit lane now. And we're going to let the Frenchman get away from him. He's on the wrong side for the next right-hander. Just pat the cars up, don't touch them, and then bring them out and run them for at least another...
And then there's 10/10ths, race lap 10/10ths, and they are slightly different. And right now it looks like Alan and Frank are both doing 10/10ths qualifying lap 10/10ths.
And the rain normally is good news. Peugeot and rain, not so...
The sheet he showed me said 33.
Dixie, last year's Indy 500 champion.
I sit really low in the seat. I have to use...
So yeah, this is our favorite kind of race.
The biggest single email to that potential restrictor change. This is a highlight package, don't worry.
Oh, okay. There should be a big sign saying replay on it. Yeah. No, the Primetime Viper is actually not big cars. There are transponders that help with timing and scoring. So I mean that's the prototype category, and then you've got these fantastic GT2.
I would say when we're talking about the teams, we've got some ingenious people as well. Yes, they're looking at the back of that car. They've seen the same pictures we have. Ingenious people as well, because all of the ACO have done to slow these cars down, and Alan McNish about 10 laps ago broke the Sebring lap record with a 1:43 something. It was 1:44.5 from last year from Stefan Sarazan, thanks to Tom Whitcomb from...
Give us the opportunity yet. We do what we...
Again, but as I say, Nick Work said we really can't do much about...
Reviving drink that we have in front of him, not mentioning any names.
I'm a professional.
Be doing well in GT2. Mark Lieb is up to 6th. Darren Law...
Just been charging back.
Decided that he's going to pick it up by the scruff of the neck and throw it at every corner and do every single thing he can to produce a fantastic lap time and enjoy it, because ultimately this isn't his main program, and maybe you know, Gilles got a little bit more to think about, and he's thinking about the bigger picture, and you know, he doesn't need to keep it going and learn every lap that they're out.
But now Audi have lost that advantage. They've thrown that away.
How do you rate the other front engine car than the...
But the BMW were likely to see that in Le Mans, probably 2010. It's a fantastic car.
Into after 6 hours and 21 minutes gone, and the gap's hooked in behind the Audi R8 pace car. Lights are flashing, and there is second place Alan McNish, just one car between them. So that's great news for Audi. Alan McNish has got out of the 2 car, and Dindo Capello is in. At Patron Highcroft, David Brabham has brought the 9 car in, which brought out that yellow flag, and that was...
what happens if he's right up behind Dindo and really pushing, and perhaps...
says they've got a plan, and they've got...
Maybe in the beginning Lucas was unit fail on them and it dropped them all.
And that ALMS yearbook, and there it is. I mean, look, it never did. And these guys,
I think they're just they came here, didn't they, and they made put into practice a completely new mindset into the way they go racing, because I think they've proven that the way they...
We're going through some of those corners, colour normally red or yellow, but I quite like the accents, red, white and black.
Talk a kiss of, but I actually said to a few people yesterday, I've got a funny feeling that Peugeot is going to win this.
He may have already rejoined the track.
Yeah, I'm down in the autocomp.
Together, Nick Bang, and he's made up 5 seconds in a couple of 3 laps on Lucas Love.
Turn 17-1, but those of us that drive it aren't always crazy about it.
You've been here a long time. Is it your 19th race, I think, at Sebring?
Yeah, I think you asked me how long I've been here. And
cracked some ribs earlier in the week. Tony Burgess explained to...
Wow, that's 2 or 3 days ago. But no, that was...
That's Capello. Capello on the same shot now on the... And Dindo is holding or getting better, and he's got to get here, and Dindo will not be very enamoured of this, because clearly he could take... In fact, Manassian could be good. The battle for the lead continues down to turn 7. And the Pianos as well, so that's 3rd and 2nd.
Coming and gave him lots of room, a beautiful pass. Dindo Capello's the new race leader coming down towards sunset again.
They have taken... Christensen rather effectively has gone back ahead, up cut off in his prime for a moment. Hopefully not a problem down there in the pit lane. So, yep, still there, good. And now it's up to Tom Christensen to get his foot down and see... I'm still scratching my head, and that had all week. So they've got pit stop. Jacques Villeneuve it was at that stage. Now here is H, actually in front of us. They've adopted. Last year they had just marbles, but fist-sized balls of rubber. A lot of the, I noticed Lizards had a nightmare start, Johnny, didn't they? They've used the...
a little bit more than the Porsches are at this point, whether that's tyre...
Cut off in his prime for a moment. Hopefully not a problem down there in the pit lane. So, yep, still there, good. And now it's up to Tom Christensen to get his foot down and see what's on. I'm still scratching my head and had all week. So, pit stop. Jacques Villeneuve it was at that stage. Now here is H actually in front of us.
A little bit more than the Porsches are at this point, whether that's tyre. And Brabs, bless him, did a full...
And you are suitably equipped, or your automobile is. XM242, a Sirius 126, and we're back on the air with them for the last...
Croft Patron team and the charity.
And putting all 4 Michelins well off. Slight loss of concentration. Another 20-odd seconds behind. Then Christian, some of the other circuits.
To actually pass, very difficult.
Well, we're looking at a record distance here at Sebring this year.
They got a Corvette catching them in GT1, which is obviously going to be one of the worst cars that could catch them in terms of traffic for a GT2 car. And then in front of that now is the... Just come across him because he knew...
You can just see Lee moving across before the bridge. And Jamesy's got nowhere to go. The track actually narrows at that point. And Mark steers hard to the left once
the other... None of his teammates have come to sort of console him at all, which is a little bit disappointing.
Have the feed from the guys down in the pit lane, so sometimes our pictures... At Sebring, and a century of ALMS races!
All the suppliers and the mechanics,
well, he was.
Which they did.
Quick word with Johnny O'Connell, GT1 winner, and then we'll pick up with more over here.
Yeah, with Johnny O'Connell, 8th victory at Sebring, Johnny O'Connell. I think your 19th start. A great result. It's been a wonderful day for GM Corvette Racing.
Yeah, you know what? You just can't say enough about Pratt Miller, Chevrolet, and everyone at Corvette Racing. You know, I mean, both cars were so well prepared and a great battle all day long. I mean, they pushed us the entire way. You know, we shooting the second stint, got the lead, and never looked back. So awesome job by everyone, and thanks to Michelin.
Well done, Johnny.
Okay, we've got Dindo here, just jumping down off the car. Congratulations, Dindo.
Thank you very much. It was I think, a great race for the fun.
Be in the final few laps, but it's a very, very sweet victory for Audi. The new R15 TDI, we can definitely say, ready to race.
Already proven itself. Fantastic work all right. Sebring 5 times.
It's really good, but today it's a victory belongs to all the guys. Achieved. They should be very proud. I know they are disappointed.
Did a great job. There's not a scratch on the car. Nothing went wrong. Tires were great all the way. It's just perfect race for us.
It wasn't. Yeah, nothing went wrong at all. It was absolutely perfect. It was a clean race. Was it a boring race? I mean, you had a lap lead pretty much the whole way throughout.
It was difficult to concentrate because we're not really racing against anybody.
Burke's team and straight up there on the post. He's got broken ribs, cracked earlier in the week, and then today just finished them off, Marco.
Yeah, I tried it hard, did a double stint. The second one was really hard, and then we tried everything with the doctor after the stint, but it was so much hurting for me and was not possible to do another stint. So it was a bad day for me, not a nice week. But anyway, a good week for Audi. Our little terrier, Alan, did a really good show, and I think that was a really good race. Of course, we had not so many cars in the field, but I think that was one of the best races here in Sebring, and good for the spectators. A good show, a very close race at the end in the front, and so congratulations to Alan and to Audi.
Thanks, Marco, and we wish you well for a speedy recovery, and see you back at Le Mans. Have a quick word with teammate Lucas Luhr as well. Lucas, that was a hard day for all of you.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely destroyed. Completely, I'm done. It's really hard if you do it with 2. And yeah, I think we can all be really proud what Audi achieved here, what we achieved as a team. Okay, our sister car won, but I think nevertheless, we are a whole team, we are Audi family, and we brought the R15 here and to a win. That's awesome.
And as well as a fine day for Audi, you'll be delighted to hear you almost gave Hindhaugh a heart attack.
Yeah, that was really good.
Right, they're about off to get their trophies, so we'll say thank you to Lucas. Mike Rockenfeller's here as well, but they're just about ready to get their trophies. See if we can have a word with whoever is left. Podium ceremony's already underway. Lots of fresh from Florida orange juice in evidence.
Graham Tyler down there amongst the milling throng. What he was referring to there was Lucas Luhr banging on the window of the booth. We're heading out the back of the pits here. But we can't even get a bit of peace to do with motor racing commentary without racing drivers giving us the fright of our lives. Sebastian Bourdais being interviewed by Speed TV at the moment. He will be very proud of his efforts today, I'm sure. Starts his F1 season next weekend, of course, in Australia. And a debut for GM Chevy Corvette here in America for Antonio Garcia.
Yeah, Antonio, congratulations. First time in the factory team and first time winner at Sebring.
Yeah, I could not expect anything else. So I hope this race and this victory is as well a good base for the R15 TDI.
Given how the double, your tactic to change every time proved to be the right one.
Yeah, I mean, it was very close. It was very close. I think the difference in a double stint between changing